I never believed offices could be haunted. Not hospitals. Not old mansions. An office building? That felt ridiculous. Until I worked late on the third floor. It started as a normal job. A quiet administrative role in a mid-sized office building just outside the city. The kind of place where nothing ever happens. Gray walls. White lights. Old carpets that smelled faintly of dust and burnt coffee. The third floor was the least occupied. Most teams worked on the first and second floors. The third floor had only a few storage rooms, 2 small offices, and a conference room no one used anymore. People avoided it. When I asked why, they laughed it off. Old wiring, someone said. AC issues, another added. One colleague leaned closer and whispered, half joking, that floor just feels wrong. I laughed with them. I wish I hadn't. My first late shift happened on a Thursday. It was raining outside, the kind of rain that turns the city quiet. By 8:30 p.m., almost everyone had left. The office lights were dimmed automatically, leaving only my section illuminated. I was alone at exactly 9:12 p.m., I heard the elevator stop. That was strange. No one had told me anyone else would be working late. I looked toward the glass wall separating my desk area from the hallway. Footsteps followed. Slow. Heavy. Not rushed like someone eager to leave. I stood up and peeked out. The hallway was empty. I told myself it was probably security doing a routine check. I sat back down, my heart settling. Then I heard it. A chair scraping. Not from my floor. From above. The third floor. The sound was unmistakable. Metal legs dragging against the floor. I froze, my fingers hovering over the keyboard. No one worked above me. The third floor lights were always off at night. I stood up again, listening. Silence that I forced myself to breathe and packed my bag. I decided to leave early. Whatever report I was finishing could wait. As I walked toward the elevator, my phone vibrated. A message from HR. Can you grab the old client files from the third floor storage before you leave? Urgent. I stared at the screen. I didn't want to go up there. Every instinct told me not to. But I needed this job. The elevator ride felt longer than usual. The numbers climbed slowly. 1. 2. 3. The doors opened. The third floor smelled different. Colder. Stale. Like a place that hadn't been disturbed in years. Only one light flickered near the storage area. The rest of the floor was dark, lit faintly by emergency exit signs. I stepped out. The doors closed behind me with a dull thud. That's when I heard breathing. Not mine. Low. Slow. Too close. I turned sharply. Nothing. The hallway stretched empty in both directions. My heart pounded as I walked toward the storage room. Each step echoed unnaturally loud, like the building was amplifying my fear. The storage door was already open. That hadn't been opened before. Inside, shelves towered over me, filled with dusty boxes and old files. The flickering bulb buzzed above, casting long, distorted shadows. I reached for the files. Then the breathing started again. Right behind me. I spun around. No one was there. But the door. The door was closing. Slowly. I rushed forward and grabbed it, my fingers shaking. The moment I touched the handle, the light went out. Total darkness. I screamed. The breathing stopped. The silence that followed was worse. I fumbled for my phone, turned on the flashlight, and backed out of the room. My chest burned with panic. I ran. Not walked. Ran, the elevator wouldn't come. I pressed the button again and again. That's when I heard footsteps. From the far end of the hallway. They weren't rushing. They weren't heavy. They were dragging. Something scraping along the floor with each step. My phone flashlight shook as I pointed it down the hall. A shape stood near the conference room. Tall. Unnaturally still. I couldn't see its face. But I could feel it watching me. The elevator dinged. I didn't look back. The doors closed just as I felt something brush past my shoulder. The ride down felt endless. When I reached the lobby, I collapsed against the wall, gasping. The security guard rushed over. "What happened?" he asked. I told him everything. He went quiet. Then he sighed. "You weren't supposed to go to the third floor alone," he said. The next day, I learned the truth. Years ago, a man had worked late on the third floor. An accountant. Quiet. Kept to himself. One night, he never went home. They found him days later in the storage room. Dead. No signs of struggle. After that, people heard breathing. Footsteps. Chairs moving. The company closed most of the floor. I quit the following week. But sometimes, when I work late somewhere else, I still hear breathing. And it always sounds like it's coming from above.